I'm Glenn Lim. I'm the breakthrough strategist as well as a transformational coach. I've been doing this for the past 18 years, studying human behavior. I'm really passionate about human sciences and performance strategy. My specialty is in a few areas in personal development, performance, as well as business development. I thrive with problems. I like to problem solve and find innovative ways to wriggle out of tight spots. So why coaching? What are the benefits? I want to share with you 3 points of what we call the 3 spots, BSS. So if you're ready, B stands for blind spots. A good coach is able to look out at blind spots and highlight and give perspectives and fresh new angles to the coachee. Those of you who drive, you understand that it's almost impossible to have a full, complete spatial awareness of what's going on 360 in your car. So someone else with a different perspective will be able to spot those things out for you. Let me share with you very quickly, years ago when I had a mentor come and coach me, and he brought out a lot of my blind spots such that I could improve on them. I was actually quite frustrated as a new novice coach with some of my clients who were not achieving the results, and I could identify the problem. The problem was that they were not taking action. So all I did was just complain and complain. How come my clients didn't take action and therefore they're not getting the results that I promised them? Because right from the start, we set up expectations. My coach, my personal mentor, came to me and said, are you sure that they really understand the expectations? And then he went on slightly deeper in explaining to me that clients don't do as they are expected. They do only when they are inspected. Ooh, that blew my mind. That was a blind spot because all I did was, hey, do your work, take action, take action. But there was no support system and it was not communicated clearly, the expectation. So straight after that, I rejigged my coaching approach and also put in accountability structure and support structure. So that really was a mind-blowing experience. It really cut short all my learning curve in what it means to be a good coach that produces results. My coach helped me check on my blind spots. Next, I talk about soft spots. You know, I love going for massages, and a good therapist is one that just through some manual touch would be able to pinpoint my soft spots, even though I may not realize it. But just a little touch and oh, okay, that probably was an old injury, I didn't know. A typical masseur will probably just move on because he don't want to upset me or cause me more discomfort. But a good therapist stays there and then releases the trigger point. Why am I telling you about massage? Because a good coach does the same thing. He doesn't just let go. He will identify a sore spot and then work at a deeper level so that I may find release and even freedom. Let me tell you my own story about this. I used to be really angry. I had an angry temperament. I used to get impatient, frustrated with staff, colleagues, and generally people. And I brought that to my mentoring sessions. You know, I would complain and whine and say, you know, how come these people, and they make me angry, especially authority figures, leaders, right? My coach gently and lovingly brought up that, hey, you know what? This is far too coincidental to be not a pattern. You know, your pattern, what exactly are you complaining about? I mean, why this pattern of negativity and anger and toxic emotions? And as he delved deeper and probed deeper, realized that it was some unresolved father issues. I had issues with my dad. And he's passed on 5 over years ago, but there was some unforgiveness. And he worked with me to uncover that. I mean, it was a flood of emotions. I remember one of those sessions, I was just crying and crying, but he was there, holding space for me, you know, turning into a therapy session. It was a sore spot, but I can tell you after that, weeks, months later on, I was so free. And it was like a sore spot, a trigger point being released. Good coaches touch on your sore spots. Next, and lastly, sweet spots. I mean, we are not just talking about working on strengths. I work with a whole community of strengths coaches. Sweet spot doesn't equate to just working on your strength. Sweet spots actually is an alignment, a balance of your weakness and your strength, of your talents and areas by which you're not gifted in, but then you can raise your bar up to a competency level. So for my case, you know, I came from social service background. I was a trained counselor. I mean, I took 5, 6 to 7 years just trying to be a good professional counselor. But after a while, And after a while bitching, my coach actually set me aside and said, are you sure you're cut out to be a counselor? Nothing wrong with all your training and all your background in human psychology, but maybe you might want to consider coaching. Now, it's not too far off a deviation, but it's just a little shift so that coaching, and in particular results coaching, rather than therapeutical healing and mulling through problem after problem, sad story after sad story, because my temperament was more suited for results. I can't stand it when there's no action and when there's no results. But that doesn't mean I throw the baby out with the bathwater. He actually helped me to bring a balance such that with counseling, with therapy, and with coaching intersected together, I found my sweet spot. And today, life is so much better for me because I am so passionate about helping people still, but helping them in a particular vein and a particular track of producing results. So why coaching? A good coach checks on your blind spots, releases your sore spots, and help you balance and align your sweet spot. Now, I'm going to share the pack coaching system. So you have to understand that when you work with me, we are entering into a pack, like a commitment, right? And PAC simply stands for this. Let's go one by one. P, I will be your productivity partner. I mean, that's my commitment. So everybody wants methods and tools that work. Wouldn't you agree? You want to be productive, you want to produce results. And so as a productivity partner, what I'll do for you is to scrutinize and analyze what works for you and what is not working or no longer working, and therefore update and upgrade your tools. You want productive tools, productivity hacks, strategies that work, concepts and frameworks that are evidence-based, that work for others and you can replicate for yourself. And I think this is probably one of the most important things because I study human behavior and human science. There have been so many updated literature as well as theoretical frameworks that has got to do with the mind, that's got to do with new studies related to trauma-informed therapy work. And you know, this COVID period, the last two and a half years, I've been immersing myself in research, psychological research on what constitutes to past trauma that keeps people in prison till today. So I told you I'm a breakthrough psychologist. I really love helping people set free from their past. Also, when it comes to business, I'm also part of different conglomerates, international, global platforms by which they have digital ed tech platforms. So the latest systems, digitalization, even though I have my own misgivings about blockchain and cryptocurrencies, but at least I have the material and the resource and partners in those fields to help you with your business. So whether it's in PD or BD, PD meaning personal development or business development, you need to have your toolbox of productivity hacks and tools. And I'm committed to be that productivity partner. Next, I'm also your accountability ally. And what that means simply is that sometimes when the going gets tough, sometimes when you start taking action and you're not getting the immediate results, or you feel demoralized or discouraged along the journey, as with all journeys, we have our down times. But I'm there to make sure that you keep going. I am there to be a sounding board and to keep you accountable to your dreams, to your goals. One of those things as part of your, the centerpiece of the 7-domain framework is to define your purpose and then, of course, define your roadmap getting there, right? And you get down because I remember going through my own valley experiences and I had no one to turn to except for one or two mentors, and I thank God for them. They were there to pick me up. I found that I was weak, I had no strength, but I could depend on them. They were not only my sounding board, they were my cheerleader, and they kept saying, tell you, I believe in you. Even though I had no more self-belief, I doubted myself. They were there to tell me, I still believe in you. And all I needed to hear was just that someone was still there for me who believed in me. Now, I had to run my own race, but it sure makes a whole difference when someone is there, tell you me, okay, running that race. C is I am your creativity comrade or companion. I mean, sometimes we encounter problems. Sometimes we get stuck or blocked. We need some creative juice, some innovative ideas, some inventive thinking. And because I'm a specialist in problem solving, I can't wait to hear problems. I mean, during the pandemic 2020, when everybody was in chaos, everybody's business was in chaos, I had a field day just trying to solve problems. I mean, it gives me a kick. It gives me a rush. Just, identifying new ways to wriggle out of stuck positions, and I was liking every minute of it. If you encounter any problems, whether at a personal level, relational level, sometimes even your kids, or your business, I'm there to bounce ideas off. Don't just dig a hole and wallow in your own solitude. Come to me, drop me a text, give me the problems. I may take some time, no doubt, but hey, together we can co-generate new ideas. Together we can co-create new pathways to get out of your stuckness. That's the whole point of having a coach. You're not alone, and you need a new perspective, new angle to look at things. So I am this tree to you. My commitment to be a productivity partner, to be an accountability ally, and to be a creativity companion. PAC. And we will enter into this pack. So here, what you get working with me and why you should work with me. Okay, 5 points. Customized pathway. Everything's personalized to my needs. Number 2, on-demand system. Just pick up the phone, drop me a text, drop a call, book a schedule, and it's I'm ready to speak with my coach in less than a week. And then number 3, growth-oriented rather than stage-oriented. Any one of us at whatever levels or whatever stage, you will always be able to grow to your next level. Number 4, accelerated pathway. Things are so much faster. You don't make those kind of mistakes that other people make through try and error and investment. Number 5. Okay, so if you want to work with me, I have a free coaching session with you that you can just book immediately. Click on this link, scan your QR code here, and we get onto a coaching call. It can be either in person or in Zoom, but whatever it is, let's find a fit. Let me hear you out. What are your needs, or maybe some of the problems that you have, or some of the goals that you want to achieve real results this year.